What's going on, team? You guys know I'm ready to get back into the trading game, and you guys know how I am. It's all about the heat, baby. I'm ready to bring the heat and get us to the finals. Put myself on my back. We'll carry everybody here, and we'll get it going. I'm ready. Are you? That's the question. Let's get to it. Live trading right here, baby. Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, team, let's go ahead. Let's get it started. We're going to bring the boys on. The boys are here. Let's get to the action. There we are. Let's get Ryan Faloona on. We got Zunaid in the house. Definitely smash it up, team, if you guys are ready. Did you enjoy your weekend? Long weekend, team.
Sure did, man. It was full of golf. I shot my personal best 9-hole round yesterday, so I am riding high right now. Also was rooting for the Heat just like you, so was happy to see that. Was also happy to see the Stro show, Marcus Stroman, come out and pitch a complete game shutout against your Rays. Cubs aren't going to make any noise. Rays are one of the best teams in baseball, so nothing to change there. But it was a great weekend nonetheless. Ready to get back to it, and I like your intro, Mitch. Ready to bring the heat today.
Let's bring the heat, baby. The heat is on, they say, and the heat is on. You know my man Zunaid's ready for it. He might be scaring me with those eyes, but what's up, Zunaid?
Well, nothing, man. Yeah, it's we narrowed down my car search to 2 cars.
What?
I went yesterday.
We're working, baby.
Well, so here's the thing. And I'll give a quick, quick insight later on in the show. We narrowed it down to 2 cars. One's fully loaded, and why am I going completely off? There you go. One's fully loaded, one is not. But nonetheless, in my short account challenge, which I'll go ahead and share right here, $141, fellas. That's all I've got. That's all.
Hold on. Was it the short account challenge or the small account challenge?
See, I was told that this challenge was kind of like golf. The closer you are in the negatives or zero, the better.
No one told you that.
You're trying to go par?
No one told him that.
Yeah. I'm trying to get it. I'm just trying to get a hole.
I love you trying to walk it back, but no.
That's all it is.
Tell him, Ryan. Tell him.
But we'll see. You know what's interesting is I really thought I had options in my account, but I guess I don't. I really thought I had 2 Apple calls here, but maybe I'm wrong. There's no way.
Go to trades. You'll see it there.
Well, this says 100% zero, so that's weird. Anyway, so yeah, we're kind of sucking. Now this is going to be like a lotto accounting. That's what this is going to turn into. But let's go ahead and also focus up on the charts as well. Let me go ahead and share mine here. And I've got a different chair, so I'll have to adjust mine here in a second. But all right, here are my charts. Put this water bottle down so I can see my charts. Let's go ahead and start off with the SPY. SPY. We can already see resistance. Where is it going to be? It's going to be where we have a high day in terms of pre-market highs. 423.01. So we're going to go ahead and mark that off. Go ahead and put our alerts there as well. I'm not looking to short this until and unless we go ahead and break 420. So that's the area for me. It's going to be 420. If we do go ahead and get to the downside of this on the 15-minute, I will be interested in going short. Excuse me. Carvana CVNA has been the talk of town. When I went to CarMax yesterday, all they did was crap all over Carvana. So that was, interesting, but they've been kind of doing well. You can see the levels that we've got.
I gotta hear those stories. We save those stories for a little later, Zune. I gotta hear some of that talk.
For sure. And I gotta make an Excel sheet and figure out what I'm gonna buy. But nonetheless, here's what we've got on Carvana. Yeah, because look, I'll explain it. I gotta compare. Is it worth paying the additional $2,000-3,000 to get the fully loaded for features I don't even care about? But it's always nice to just be like, yeah, I got this. But anyway. On Carvana, I'm looking to break 13, and if we do, I would love to get a squeeze continuation to maybe 14, 15, and then some. But speaking of squeezes, let's go ahead and talk about AI, because if you can see in my account, bro, where? Oh, it's in my different account. I'll share that account here in a second. I've got one AI call option for earnings run-up, which are going to take place tomorrow. But Nonetheless, you've got AI that's looking to make a run. I would fully expect to find a way to play this. At the moment, the only way that I see playing this is $33, which you can see held on as support where it was previously resistance. Maybe it holds on as support at around 36, as that one was resistance here in the pre-market. So I really, really want to find a way to play AI in any tickers. Ooh, almost said tickle. And you know what? This morning could have started off so funny. Any tickers similar.
Sounds
in
like
that
it did.
name. That's what I've got there. I am a little bit off focus, so I apologize for that. But Ryan, if you want to go ahead and share yours, I'll come back with whatever else I have.
Sure. Let's first talk about the small account challenge. Okay. So first of all, let me get it up here. I did take a trade last week, right before the close. I took some SOXS. Thinking the strategy here was twofold. Number one, if there was any type of turmoil over the long weekend with the debt ceiling, this was likely to go up. And then the other thing is I really think that we've kind of overshot on tech. It's really kind of led. And if you think about what the Fed is doing, Fed sounds like it might keep raising interest rates. We might not even have a pause next session. And on top of that, I think that we also might have kind of a sell the news event with the debt ceiling. So my thought was, well, we're going to take some of the extended ETF and buy the inverse. That is not working for me. So if I go to me, if I go to me, you can see I paid $11.39 for my SOXS, and we're down here today. Now I have 25 shares. So I have most of the account tied up in this. I'm down to 407, so we're under the starting balance here. I'm not turning this into a lotto account like Zunaid just yet. But what I'm hoping for today is I'm hoping to manage this trade. I'm hoping that I see a question in here from Kyle. Do you think we get a head fake today? Kyle, I am hoping that we get a head fake. I'm hoping maybe we pop a little bit out of the open here and then reverse today. By having a 25 share position, this, I know it's a lot of the account, but I'm down, even with this gap down here today, I'm only down $21. So if we can get any type of bounce here, we can mitigate this trade. Now I am pretty good on day trades, 2 today, and I get my 3rd back tomorrow. So once I finish managing this trade, we'll go ahead and look for some new ones. I'm hoping that I can turn this into a bit of a profit here and get some green on the screen, but we'll see. Market really has to cooperate for that. So we'll see if that ends up materializing. That's where I'm at in the small account challenge. Let's take a look at the broader market here. Let's start with the SPY. We talked a little bit about this breaking out here today. We've broken out of the sideways channel. We've kind of gapped up today. Really hoping for a reversal here today, but we'll see if we end up getting that. Looking across the market here, Bitcoin's up, SPY's up a little bit, about 0.5%. Dow's flat. And the NASDAQ is obviously up as well. So we'll see where we go today. We're going to keep watching this. I do want to see if we kind of reverse. I don't think it'll happen early. I think we'll have to wait a little bit. Now let's talk about some movers because there are some here today. First one here, I see Crow's already on it. Who's surprised about that? Crow here looking at Zura. For me, Zura, this could really get wild again, but we really need to take out 570. We don't have any volume yet, so this is not going to appear on the scanner until we get that volume flow. If you keep this on your watch list, just watch for the volume. That's going to be the tell here today. Now, as far as new issues today, we're going to start with, of course, Acon, not the wrapper, but the stock. Let me go ahead and show you the 1-minute chart here. You can see that this is really, really strong. The blue lines are from one of the last times that we've charted this, so the stock's no stranger to running. 155, this was a level I put on earlier. It looks like we broke it, but we weren't really able to stay above it. So we'll see if we end up doing that here today. We do have a catalyst. Clarion announces new engagement with the London Clinic and London Spine Clinic. So apparently that PR here is driving the stock up 157% today. This should absolutely provide some day trades here for us today. We're a little bit away from the VWAP, so frankly, I'd like for this to come into the VWAP to give us a pretty good setup, but Acon definitely on the list here today. IIAC, I believe this was a buyout, so no trade there. ETRN, here's another one. This is really kind of pushing up, and this is off an upgrade, right? So we had RBC Capital upgrades Equitrans midstream to outperform and raise the price target to 10. So we're currently at 852. Remember, price targets 12 to 18 month predictions. But I think what's moving this here is you also got an upgrade. So ETRN, this might provide some trading here for us today. Really what I would like to see in terms of an upside break is clearing out this sideways area that we've spent a majority of the pre-market in. 856, call it 855, right around there. This comes back into VWAP. This is definitely one to keep on the watch list today. Next is going to be Beat. This is Heartbeam. We've, of course, traded this one before. This has another PR here. We're actually right below the VWAP, so let's see if this gears on volume. That'd be great. PR here is Heartbeam enters into strategic alliance agreement with Samsung, so that's obviously helping them. Maybe we'll have some other smart app coming pretty soon. IOVA. This one kind of popped as high as 1021. We're currently at $9. Let's see if we can push through the VWAP and through this 926 level. We get some good volume. This one might be on here as well. We have TIO pushing up here. This I've actually never heard of. I'm not familiar with TIO at all. Tingo DMCC commences delivery of significant pipeline export orders, completing the first 348 million in sales. That definitely reads well. Stocks pushing up here. You can see this one's fairly orderly, so a pullback to a support level is probably going to be the best strategy here. Top, this is Top Financial Group. This one is normally a no touch here for me. Top and Tops, for whatever reason, I seem to get screwed on these. I don't really see any news here, so if we're going to trade this, I guess be careful, but right under VWAP, we'll see if we get a technical move. MGRM, I feel like we've talked about this one. There was MGAM, I believe, but I think at some point in the past we've talked about MGRM as well. This one here a little bit below the VWAP. We'll see if we get back. Zunaid covered AI. Another just a monster move here. This one obviously should have held instead of scalping, but it is what it is. AI, big move here. WLDS on the list here after last week as well. ChargePoint with all of these tech names. And then, of course, I know the one that everyone's talking about is Palantir. We definitely getting a huge breakout here in Palantir. I believe this is the area that Jay Rice called in terms of where it was going to stop. Certainly looks like it's finding some resistance here. So let's see if Palantir continues this really power move here, or if we roll back down to balance. So we shall see. Janae, you got anything else you want to go over quick?
Yeah, I can go a couple of things. I'm not sure what's going on with Netflix. We can check on that here in a moment. About $400. That's the level to keep an eye on now that we're about $3 away. So if it can get over 400 in base, more upside there, or you can use that as a resistance point and see if you can get some money on the short side itself. Let's go ahead and take a look at Tesla's. That should be close to approaching 200, and it is actually above 200. So keep an eye on that level there. Let's go ahead and kind of mark that, see how it plays out. I'm not quite sure how I will go ahead and play this, but you can see resistance. Matter of fact, I think I lied. I think I might go ahead and try to buy some here if I can go ahead and connect to my broker. Let's see, TSLA equity. Let's go ahead and grab 25 shares. Limit price. Let's do $200 on the dot. All right, cool. Got filled at 200 on the dot. We're gonna go ahead and risk about $50 on this trade. So there's $50. There we go. And we'll see how that trade itself goes ahead and plays out. So I'm in on Tesla, $200 in the pre-market, $50 stop loss, $50 take profit. Clean little trade there. AI, again, we've already talked about AI, but let's go ahead and take a look at Google as well. Where is Google? Let's kind of come back here a little bit. Look like it's above the resistance that it was facing at about 126 for a moment, but then it gets smacked right back down. Nvidia, I mean, what a move this one has been because of earnings and everything else that's going on in the AI world. So definitely another ticker to keep in mind here as it is above 400. Did we talk about this? I'm pretty sure we did, but in case we didn't, here's another one, $400. So $400 on Netflix to keep an eye on, and $400 on Nvidia to keep an eye on. Matter of fact, what I might do is go ahead and purchase, let's say around $400.20. We'll go ahead and purchase 25 shares just because we're going to give it at least about $3-4. I'll end up risking 75 to $100 on that trade. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and play it safe and go ahead and have my 75 in there. Cool. The order has been modified as well. LXRX. Like it's pointed out in the chat, coming a little bit to the downside. Could go ahead and find support if we go ahead and look here. Matter of fact, near where it currently is at around 330. If that doesn't hold, I would say around $3 could be a solid spot to go ahead and try to play this one. But you can see a quick little 10-cent bounce from the level that we just drew by looking on left. Let's see what else we've got. SoFi. I haven't played SoFi in Lord knows how long, but I think you've got a clear level there to clear at 585 and possibly get resistance near $6. We've got about less than a minute, so best of luck. Oh, and then let me see if I can share my screenshot. The trade that I am in, and I'll share a screenshot when my other broker decides to play ball, is $30 calls on AI. I paid, where's the trade price? I paid $4.50 for it. And I only have one. It expires June 23rd. I'm not sure why I went. No, I lied. Sorry. It expires June 2nd on 2023. I was like, why the heck did I go that far out? That's not me. So we'll see how AI plays out. Best of luck to you.
Good luck, folks.
And there we go. It looks like Tesla's going to start off in the red real quick. That's the only trade I have on at the moment. Just trying to play the $200 bounce, see if we can get it. Let's focus on the SPY as well. So that's the range that we have on the SPY. Matter of fact, what I might do is see if we can sell that. Risk about $50 to make about $50. I'm going to sell SPY at the pre-market resistance area, 422.95. Looking to just get $50 out of it. Netflix coming up against 400.
First move down here on SOXS is right to the pre-market low. Acon moving back to the VWAP, so we'll see if it gets any support there. Just kind of watching.
There's the yellow line of the VWAP. Oh, man. See if the 140s hold. Why do I have 168 marked out is the question. How far do I have to go left to see why? Interesting.
Crow's saying one more pullback on Acon, watching it get to this VWAP here and seeing if it can bounce. I got 139 as the VWAP.
You've also got Netflix that just poked above 400. Oh man, I got something in my eye. Carvana wants to break out. Yeah, we took a look at it earlier. And yeah, it's nice strong move. Looking to go up against 13. You can see resistance around this area of 13 and 13.14. Dare I try to short it? Let's see.
Beat moving here, pushing away from the VWAP. Acon coming back down to the VWAP.
All right, let's do this thing.
Acon at the VWAP here.
Yeah, let's put Acon up.
Give you a 5-cent bounce so far. I didn't play it.
I'm looking for names like Hut, like Mara, names like Carvana. Those are names that are definitely on my radar here. Mara already making a move to 973 here. Going to look for a pullback towards a VWAP bounce here, but a nice little rocket already to 970s. Looking for pullbacks to 950 to get in on Mara, but that's a nice little move there. A lot of the day trading action is going to be in the prop account. Swing trades will be in the swing trade account, and then also got the small account to take some trades also.
You've already started using your prop account, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
already started.
I'm going to start mine.
Nailed my first trade already.
I'm going to start mine on June 1st after the madness is over.
Beat pushing away from the VWAP here.
Just because I'm not in the right headspace. So.
Oh, that's always a good bonus.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying because there's movement right now. That's for sure.
Acon at the VWAP looking and broke it there. So they sold through the VWAP. Let's see if Acon confirm up here. There's a nice little move back through the VWAP.
Let's see.
Beat coming back down now as well.
On a quick short on Carvana. Probably a bad idea. It's about to get stopped out here if it hits 13.23s.
Oof, I actually like Tesla. Carvana for longs. It's one of the stocks I mentioned in pre-market prep, and that stock's already ripped to 13.18. I'm looking for pullbacks in Carvana, but a big move there right out the gates.
Tesla looking to go ahead and break pre-market highs at 202. We're about 40 cents away from taking our gains.
Some of my stocks that I was already looking at ripping through the roof here, man. It's hard to catch up to them.
Acon's bounced 7 cents from its low here, so it went below the VWAP by 1 penny and started to bounce. I'm not in this.
Let's see how we want to go ahead and I can take a shot at it. What's a little bit of don't go yet. Hang on. Come on down.
Call sweeps on AI.
By the way, stopped out on Carvana and gained money on what do you call it? Tesla.
Looking for some pullbacks, man. Not getting the pullbacks. It's just ripping. So you had to have grabbed them out the gates. Stocks that I was looking at this morning already making a nice move. Carvana, Okta. I was looking for Splunk. Let's take a look at that. That hasn't made the move yet, but looks pretty decent here around the 102 area. But I'd have to be careful about this, of course. It's a more expensive stock, but I like the move here. All right, so let's see what we got in the queues today so far. Like nice little pullbacks. I think we could still pull back a little bit further. So I'm looking for a little bit more pullback, and then eventually going to start getting into some of these names. I think we just went way too far overnight. So I'm looking for a little pullback towards 351.50s, and then starting to see if the queues could turn around there.
Acon pulling back here beneath its VWAP now, looking for a spot for this to settle on Acon. VSTM also moving towards the highs.
Come on. Oh.
All right, my ARK position now up 4% for the swing. That's looking really good. ARKK, that was a swing that we opened up here on start swing trade. So that's looking really great. Going to keep holding that. So we can also look at ARKK names to see what's up on the day, what's doing well there. DNA doing really well. It's a $1.67 stock, up about 7%. Coin, nice little push higher. Twist. Twilio pushing higher, Roku pushing higher. So you got a couple of these names with a nice little push higher. Unity also nice little push there towards 28.80s. Now pulling back. I like pullbacks to 28.30s or 28.25 here for Unity, and then a move higher. We'll see what happens.
Just as I would try to put your charts up, but it came off as a human type thing.
Camera.
Thank you.
Oh, wrong one, man. I'm sorry about that. Here.
Thing.
So
yeah, Mitch, it is difficult. Sometimes I put the wrong one up too.
I have, I'll control mine because mine are even more confusing.
Okay, yeah, because you went through it.
Because look, so you got, I have it here for you guys. I have Moomoo, I have Trade the Pool, and I also have my TC here. So I got, I really have even more than this opened. And so just imagine, right, guys, I got like 4 or 5 platforms open at once.
WLDS, nice move off of 140 here to the highs, 153. We'll see if this goes higher. I've got 154 as the day high on WLDS. So we'll see if that keeps pushing here. SOXS bouncing a little bit. We'll see if that can continue. All
right. PRST looking interesting for me on this move that it just did. Also keeping an eye on that ELEV. That one had a move, a little move. I don't like that one as much as I like the PRST one. But that one's looking interesting right now off the threes.
Beat looking like this is going to go.
I'll go ahead and take WLDS if the 5-minute closes above this VWAP here. What did I just get filled on? Looks like I got some NFLX. Some Netflix as it's testing VWAP. Stop loss for me, it's going to be approximately 397.36. Let's see if we can go ahead and get these.
All right,
Took
getting an
some
alert
beat here for looking for a scalp. 303 on beat. It's going higher here. Come on.
SEDG giving me an alert. That's why I like First Solar here for a little bit of a swing trade idea. So this one doesn't look too bad, and I can maybe even do this one in the day trade account. So taking a look at that to start thinking about going after that.
SPY made a new low a day.
The hard part is how to manage the risk here.
Stopped out on Netflix. That was terrible. Awful.
Beat looks like this is trying to go higher here.
What happened here?
Really needs to take out 306 here on beat. We'll see. There's 306. They took it. Let's see if we can go higher here on beat.
What the?
Okay, so I'm going to look for a pullback here in First Solar. This is for a day trade. I'm looking for a pullback here towards 204.50s, between 204.50s and 205 to fill in there, and then look for a move higher, risk off of 203.50. Limit. Okay. 205.
Beat feeling a little heavy here, really unable to push. We'll see if we get one more. I'm gonna probably cut this if we come back down to VWAP and break
pushing
it.
Already. Did Mara pull back yet? No pullback on Mara. That's probably one of the top miss for me today, team. I should have been ready out the gates to nail this Mara trade. This is one of my top watch today. It's a little upsetting to miss a move like this. Already a move there to 10, and this one had a really nice daily setup. So like, this is like for me 5 stars on a move like this. And so now I'm just looking for pullbacks to 970, 960s. But if I don't get it, I can't jump into the trade.
Tesla never gave us a chance to rebuy at 200, so I'm going to cancel this as that's a nice $4 move on Tesla. Here's Carvana. That 1312 came back to test it on the 5-minute at least.
And then FSLR already making a move there to 207s. That one looks great. I got an alert from SEDG above 300. That one's pushing. So I'm looking for in technology industries that haven't gone. Solar is one of those that hasn't taken off. It's already getting a nice little push today. I feel like you're seeing what? The same thing that I was looking for, right? Some industry that hasn't gone. If you look at what's leading technology today, it's solar, baby. And so just to kind of keep that in mind, right? This is what I look for. And another area that I'm looking at is software application names. I mentioned names like Okta. That one's off for me pulling back there. That one looks interesting for me. Splunk is interesting for me for like a nice little up move. But you can also look at Unity. Look at Unity pushing higher through 29s here. Roblox is one that definitely got a little up move. I like software names. Looking for things like that are definitely areas that I'd look at. CXAI actually falls under software. So you're getting that. That's a nice move today. That's an AI stock, right? That could get a little bit of an uplift. Came back to support. Now starting to get a little bit of a lift. Day 2 move there in CXAI.
Mitch, someone wants you to take a look at VVPR. Please.
VVPR?
That's been on our, I feel like that's been on our relative volume scanner. Damn, big pullback here in beat.
It definitely helps when you're having the industry moving higher. So you have solar moving up today. If this is the day that I would maybe look at it, right? The big thing is a move back above like 55 on that one. Needs to get starting to move. It's holding 48 pullbacks. We'll see what happens there.
All out beat on that pull. 0 for 1 in the main account here today. Let's check for VST IOAV trying to come back to the VWAP. VSTM was moving as well.
Tesla's pulling back now, just to give you guys that outlook there. Is Carvana pulling back yet? Man, that miss in Carvana. That was another one too. Big push there from 1250 to 1350s. I'm looking for pullbacks. This is where I'm looking for them. Let's see if we can start getting them. 1275, 1250 for Carvana would definitely get me triggered to try to get some.
I'm going to try some Carvana here at 1337. It's a terrible entry. I'm waiting to see if I can get some more at 1306. SPY pushing just a little bit, but it's kind of just stagnant at this point. I don't know what happened to Netflix. I mean, this thing just completely crapped out. I don't know what happened. I liked my trade off of 400, but clearly it wasn't good enough.
I think it's just pullbacks, man.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you had a pullback of what, $14?
Yeah,
right?
well, I like
it's
the
up
9
4% of the day.
387 is where I'm looking for pullbacks on Netflix.
SPSH.
But I hear you.
From last week.
Pullback for sure. Nvidia actually made an up move. AMD's on a big pullback. So if you're looking for something that's weak that maybe could turn around, AMD. What's in the red today?
At a decent spot as it's up against the previous close. Could act as resistance. Maybe we get a test right back to BWAP.
Ooh, this is one that I could look for a short today. Did it fill the gap completely yet? Yeah, it already filled the gap. 73.83 Mondelez. So I was looking at this one in pre-market because we looked at Hershey's on pre-market prep. I need that one to come back though to the VWAP.
Let's just take a quick shot at it. Whatever.
If that could come back to 74, I'll get short Mondelez.
Acon drifting lower here. That one kind of a dud.
American Airlines pulling back to the VWAP today. I kind of like that one today. So I'm looking for pullbacks here towards around 1455. So if it can come to 55, I would like American Airlines. I'm just literally setting alerts for pullbacks right now. You guys see it. I just like it. And then I can't take it right now because they're already on the first move. So I'm looking for some pullbacks. And then I'm also looking to see, like, that's like a stock that I wouldn't mind taking it in the Moomoo account and then just swinging it, right? So I'm going to look.
I was just going to ask, are these swing setups that you're looking for?
I always start with that mentality. And then if I need to make it a day trade, I'll make it a day trade. That's the way I want to think about it, right? Because it helps me with the mentality that I'm looking for pullbacks, right? And then looking for nice little daily setups. So combining a daily setup with an intraday setup is what I'm trying to do. So on American, it's pretty easy daily setup here. I'll show you guys that. So it's a nice little move back to a long-term trend line, right? You get above it, you get below it. Now you've gotten above it just last week. Now you're trying to recover that 15, it seems like. So any pullback to that trend line, I don't mind trying to get in on, and then looking for the move to the 15s. So that's a daily move, intraday setup also.
Market is looking like it's trying to reverse here. Just kind of what we were looking for. Still down on the SOXS trade though, so it really needs to reverse.
And that Mara is going to that's going to be one that I'm going to be like struggling on a little bit later on, team. Because that's just one setup that I was looking at, like even in pre-market to like maybe get. So it just goes to show you when you're close to the support, you see it on the daily. Why wait for the first move? I feel like that's where I did wrong today. This was a stock that I should have bought at the open. And that's very hard to do. I rarely do that, but definitely looking back, maybe it's hindsight 2020. But nice little setup there on Mara. Just got to pull back in American Airlines, but not far enough. I'd have to take the 1460s here and kind of jump. It's already going to 1470s, so maybe I'm missing the move here, and that could happen. Looking for a little bit more pullback, though, so I can get it. Carvana is another one that's now starting to pull back, so I'll look for that one to pull back. I'm looking for like 1275s on Carvana. Could even pull back a little bit more. I'm looking for resistance to become support. 1268 is where I have the first resistance to maybe catch some support here. So I'm going to look for that 1268, and then maybe I could risk off of 1242. Seeing some alerts coming through here, so just trying to focus on the alerts.
I'm not seeing a whole lot. I guess beat maybe this curls.
Going to the Explore tab here to catch what I see moving, or what Moomoo sees moving even better, right? Palantir, AI names. AI is up a pretty decent amount. NVIDIA, Upstart, a good amount. ChargePoint getting a really nice move. EVgo getting a nice move. So EV chargers doing well. I'm looking at that. Internet of Things, Baidu having a decent day. So keep your eyes on China names to see if they can go into the green. Path, one to watch. That's a Kathy Wood name. Elon Musk topics, Shopify doing well today. That was on my radar to watch for. How's Shop doing right now? Oh, man. Come on, Mitch. This is where I'm watching too many names, bro, and just missing plays, bro. This gets frustrating, dude. Just talking about this one in pre-market prep. Saw the nice setup on the daily, holding the 9 EMA, looking for a move higher. Look at that nice little push higher. So now I could look for pullbacks like 60, 90s or 61s. But, man, nice little move there in Shop with a nice little push higher. This gives me also Amazon probably to maybe look for some pullback buy on that. That's what I'll be looking at. Can also take a look at my alerts to see what's really popping off here. But pretty decent day today. There's my alerts. Carvana, come on, man. Already does a 13 pullback, pushes right back off. It hasn't gone back enough. And that's where I'm missing some plays today. Maybe being a little bit too patient. Hey.
Yeah, we're in Carvana on the 1321 average. We'll see if it continues to ride.
Had some really good outlook this morning. Just didn't play the names.
And AI just nonstop. This was the trade, man. AI just a huge mover. Nice little pullback to VWAP, running 41 prints now on AI.
Who sold AI too early on Friday?
Me, Mitch.
Money Mitch.
I gotta find my position here. Let me see.
Dude, I can't believe I closed that. I should have kept a little runner, man. That thing's up to 41.
Yeah, I know. That's just a monster move there.
Smallest shares could have made the prop account already. Mara, come back to me. Baby, come back.
Bitcoin coming down.
All on me. Man, nothing pulling back for me here. I'm just struggling. I'm looking for shit. Can't find it.
ETRN below the VWAP.
Now we're getting
AAIC below the VWAP. Jivo pushing.
Pullbacks.
Charge point pushing. Yeah.
Yup. Charge point pushing, man. There's so many stocks that are pushing, and it's a lot of growth stocks pushing, right? And so look for those growth stocks to kind of keep moving. Look for pullbacks, right? That's what I'm looking for. There's a nice pullback in Shop. That one looks interesting for me. I just need a little bit more here, but Shop looks interesting for me.
With I'm still watching Beat 2. The one thing I'm worried about is the volume's kind of drying up. We're drying up and we're drying up lower here. So this to me still looks like this could make another move down on Beat.
All right, let's see if I can get 60s on the pullback.
I'm gonna go to the washer.
50s. Getting a hard pullback here in Shop.
Carvana back to 13s. Here it is. Let me go ahead and share this.
Hard pullback here in Shop. I'm thinking about taking this in the day trading account here. Hard pullback there. Man, how hard are the Qs getting hit here? Getting whacked. So I can see the Qs getting whacked here. It's a little bit hard to take this kind of pullback mentality. But where would I looking for the pullback on the Qs? That's where I'm kind of looking at now. So you can see it blew through all my hourly levels that I had already drawn. So I need to kind of take take it easy here because it's doing a hard pullback, especially on the hourly. Next hourly level is around 350.69s. So going to give it a second here to actually balance out. Instead of just coming into too many names right now with this hard pullback action, that could wipe me out. Carvana is now back down to a level that I would maybe take a little bit of a shot on, especially like kind of in the prop account because this is a nice daily setup. But I'm looking for a little bit of a further pullback towards a 1250 now, and then a move back through 13. So it just bounced off the 68 level, 65s where I had a previous level drawn. But with the market pulling back so fast, I want to see if the market could come back just as fast because this could be a little bit of a wipeout type of move. Trying to be patient here instead of just trying to be too early. And you guys see it. I haven't even taken one trade, yet I have so many accounts and so much availability here. Maybe I'm a little hesitant. That could be another thing. But looking for different trades here. Let's use Moomoo to try to find what's strong here, what's pulling back, what's not. So I'm looking around. TTOO, T2 Biosystems had a monstrous move. That's a really cheap name, though. So looking around, team. Looking for some big trades.
Market reversing here. So this is good for the SOXS hold. I haven't really seen anything else. That's a really good setup. Beat looks like this one's lower, unfortunately. We'll see. VSTM holding that VWAP. We'll see if there's another push here in VSTM. Some of these other AI names, not necessarily running with AI, but nice move here on the SPY overall. So if let me bring, screwed that up. Let me go ahead and bring up SOXS here. So we're still managing this trade. Remember, this wasn't a day trade. This was a swing, but the purchase price was like 1139 last week. So we're still under it here. We need a really big push here for this to actually materialize. We'll see if we get it.
All right, SQQQs took off there right to the resistance. Now starting to slow down, kind of expected. So just keep your eyes on that. I'll show you guys that right now. There's SQQQs going right towards the resistance. Going to look to see if it doesn't get above 2250s, pulls back here towards the VWAP. I'm not trying to take that trade because I don't really necessarily see tech breaking down today, but I'm going to use that as my outlook. And when it pulls back, I'm going to look to see if the Qs can come back, coming right back towards the VWAP, because if we can't come back to the VWAP, we could keep coming down all day. Remember, we did just have a liftoff type of moment, melt up, everyone leaning in, a lot of people, let's just say majority, yes, I think, to the bull side. So we could get quick moves back down and then quick moves getting bought up on the dip, right? So it's a very difficult day. For right now, what do? For me, I'm waiting here instead of trading. I can trade a whole bunch, like let's say 10:30. There's no need to rush into trades here, at least for myself. I'm keeping it on the sideline for right now.
Yeah, and I'm kind of the same way, Mitch. By the way, Christoph in the chat here is saying this is eerily like 1999. Be careful out there. So yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm not trying to force anything new, right? We came in managing a bad trade, started out 0 for 1 on beat. So at this point, just kind of, waiting for setups, right? Nothing in the small account, just still waiting on SOXS. Hopefully we get a down move here today, and that can at least come back to even, maybe even give us some profit. Really no room to add in the small account. So we'll see where we end up going, but just kind of watching it. Don't really see any great setups that I like here. Chat, if you guys see anything, definitely let us know. Megan saying, I don't like this market. Yeah, this is a tough one to trade. There's no question. I know a lot of the folks in here are actually hitting trades, which is great to see. But make no mistake, this is not an easy market right now. There's
no such thing as one, man. And if you're looking for that,
there you go. That's a good. That's a good advice, Mitch. I agree with that.
Yep, and that's the way I look at it all the time, team. Because the truth is, if we're looking for perfection, the truth is we'll never find it. That search is pointless, team.
VSTM new highs.
Big pullback to 60, man. Big pullback to 60. So. Just got to be careful there, right? And if I do want to take a shot here, where's my risk have to be? About 59.80s here. So got to determine if I want to take a shot there.
Let's see what we got. You got Google around 122. I would be interested in that around 120. So we're still a couple of bucks away from there. Tesla is below 200.
There you go.
Just trying
Cheese
to regain
bouncing
it.
a little bit there. All right. Now I just got to figure out if I want to take shop or not here.
Shop, decent chart on the daily, by the way, if you want to take a look at that daily chart on Shop, Mitch.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm trying to let a whole 5-minute candle go by here before I just jump in it, and then I want to take it on the kind of the prop account where I can take a like bigger sizing, take a shot here for a little bit of reversal action. Carvana just hanging out around that 1268, so I want to see like one more attempt to come towards like, let's say 1258 and then reverse back up. So one of the things that I've been trying to do more of is let stocks kind of tinker out, balance, go sideways, and then when I see it start coming back up, take my shot off that bottom versus coming on it early. And then so like in Carvana, let's say it coming down here, giving me a little bit of a test towards the support and then the recovery to the upside. So that's what I'm going to look for in Carvana. All right, looking around. So in right here, I'm looking at American Airlines as a potential target here, but I want a 450 pullback. 450 pullback. I'm going to probably take a small account trade here. I do have. I should have about 2 trades available here. Yeah, 2 trades available. GCT giving me an alert. You guys know that one. So there's a $7 trying to break there on GCT. Been keeping this one on watch. So what I'm going to look for is a slight tick down to the 695s, and I don't mind taking GCT. It won't be the small account challenge because I feel like that's a little bit risky on that one.
It's a wild one.
But I don't mind getting it if I can get it in here for the prop account. So let's see if I can get a little pullback here below. So I'm going to put 698s, try to start getting filled there. All right. Orders out there at 698s to try to get in a little bit here of GCT. I'll let you guys know if I do get filled. You see how I put the alert working orders there. All right, I'm going to go back to other charts too to keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens. And then I'm going to try my best to also not miss other trades on the pullback. So here comes American Airlines on the big pullback. I'll look to see if I can get a little bit of that, and going to keep an eye also on Carvana. There's a 1260 test there for Carvana, so keeping an eye on that. That could be one that I can go after also. Mara is another one that maybe gives us a nice little pullback. Here's 965, so I got to keep an eye on Mara because I really do like this name here today.
Tesla just rejected 200 for about a couple of bucks, down at about 198-ish.
All right, so I want Mara to kind of double bottom at that 961 and then looking for a move back up through 10. So much going on here, team. I'm trying to keep an eye on everything.
SOXS back into the 11 handle, 1120. So that's working out here. We're just kind of waiting and watching, folks. Being patient.
All right, I got to put some multiple charts up here so that we can keep an eye on it. Let's just do that. So SOXS trying to move higher, of course. I get a fill in GCT. That would be really the move there.
What is it at? It's about 420.
All right. Let's see, I'll just put up this. These are like the positions I'm watching right now. Of course, if you guys want to take over the screens, feel free. These are the ones I'm watching, team. Still no fill there in GCT. I might have to step up here. That's a little bit frustrating because I wanted to get in at kind of 7. Right now, its spread is about, what is it, 4 or 5 cents wide. It's at like 4 712s there on the offer. I'm looking for a slight tick to 7 here, or slightly below 7. I'm still going to hang out there, but I got to be able to fill in on pullbacks. So I'm looking for some pullbacks to fill in here, GCT. A lot of action, team. We'll see what happens.
A lot of action. Still watching success, folks. That's working for us.
Q's trying to bounce from 350. I'm going to take a shot at it and see if we can get a couple of points.
All right. I'm also trying to set up here for American Airlines on this pullback. This could pull back a little bit more, at least from what I'm seeing on the book. This is where it gets a little difficult.
Yeah, NVIDIA, if it comes down to 400, definitely interested. SPY 420. Currently, we're bouncing from the Qs at that 350 spot.
MNPR, let's go. Saying the Crow. Don't know if you've taken a look at that.
Not in on that one. Looking at it, looks like it's spiked up to what, $1.60 plus on some good volume.
Mm-hmm. Mara starting to balance out a little bit here, so I'm thinking about that one as it starts to kind of balance out here. How's the Qs doing? GCT going to 720s on the offer there. Still no fill there for me at 7s. I never got to click down below 7. So, hey, guys, that's where I'm missing out on this trade. Just going to have to cancel the order for right now. Look to see if it comes back. It was a nice outlook there. We'll see what happens. Q's trying to come back now. But will they come back on the day? I think that's what you got to determine now.
350 level held on the Qs. Come on, can we get to 352s? Can we get to 352s?
All right. Thinking about taking a little bit of a swing trade here.
Yeah, Acon's definitely just been lower.
Yeah, Acon's done.
I feel like we could have maybe even like a first hour sell-off today and then it kind of catch up later. So I'm trying to be patient. We did
a late day bounce, you're thinking maybe?
Yeah, we did recover that 350.68 level that I think is really important. So I might look for another test of that level. But you can see we kind of have like a double bottom right below that 350.50 level. So that's kind of the level where I can see support right now. So that's kind of the level I could look for. GCT just pulled back. The one thing about GCT that I would just advise is the spread is now spreading out about 20 cents. So just be careful. Some liquidity issues there in that GCT.
And MNPR, this is a big spike, up 83% here. Not sure I can buy this right here. Just kind of watching it, seeing if this sets anything else up. SOXS coming back in here a little bit with this market bounce. We'll see if this holds.
Tesla's about 60 cents away from testing 200.
Mara is already making it back, man. I had a really nice level at 961s there that I didn't go off of. So just got to call it to see if I'm going to see that move get higher. How's Bitcoin doing today? There's Carvana. I missed the move again there, you guys. I'm just watching too much today. Look at that. Like I drew it out, cut down, recovery of that level, right? And so I missed this kind of move here. Should have got in around the 1278, 1280s. So I could look for maybe 1285 for entry, but completely missed that Carvana move, man. I'm watching too much. That can happen. I'm trying to keep an eye out for everybody and then end up not helping myself here.
Yeah, I'm surprised you use just like a limit order with the stop loss, like a bracket.
Well, the thing is, I need to let it cut through and then recover, right? If I have the order through already, it's just going to hit on the pullback. So maybe like a stop buy can maybe do. But the problem is that you can get a little spikes and then just get caught in a spike. And then you're just like instantly down. That doesn't help anybody. I just got to be on top of it. That's the real key. Looking at too many moves, trying to get small account American, trying to get swing trade like First Solar, trying to get Carvana, trying to get GCT. You get what I mean? So just too much going on there.
Well, we'll see if it's able to pop up above 13 on Carvana.
Like 1280s maybe on the pullback here for Carvana. That looks interesting there. Mara's really the one that's kind of rearing up a little bit here. Let's see how Mara's doing. There's American already recovering. Nice low there today at 1450. So instead of getting like one trade, I'm getting no trades in, and that's where it starts becoming an issue. I'll let you guys take over so I can focus on it.
Yeah, you're good. You can put mine up. Wait, do I have? Oh, I have my AI thing up. Never mind. Yeah, this was just my AI position I was trying to show. But let me put my Thinkorswim up. I mean, my trading view up. There we go.
Hate missing moves, man. The number one thing I hate doing is plans and then miss moves. Like Carvana, miss move now. Mara, miss move. It's just frustrating, team.
Here's Carvana above 13 now.
Just missing that.
As it's trying to get over VWAP and the 13-12 area.
Market can't decide if it's going to bounce here. It's trying.
Yeah. 200 not being a fan in Tesla.
No Hawaii ride. Definitely not an easy day today. Smoke tuna on PLTR. I think you had options, right, from last week. PLTR continuing its breakout. Great trade there, Smoke tuna. Yeah, Megan, I kind of feel the same way here. And the reality is, if you have profit, you got profit.
Yeah, I think we'll
Becca
see
and Crow
a little
looking
bit
at MNPR, right? Did I get that ticker right? MNPR, yes.
Man, a little frustrated on that Carvana for sure.
You got this, Mitch.
It's just frustrating because, like, literally I could already have multiple trades in the green. I'm just not taking them, and that's the worst. Plan and don't trade. That's my number one weakness. It's the number one thing that brings emotions to me because literally it's like, holy shit, you did the plan, bro. You just didn't even fucking do the work.
At least the Heat won.
Just gotta get in it, bro. Gotta look for a little bit of a test down on the Qs for the pullback opportunity to get in on some of these plays. So I'm gonna let the Qs test down here towards the 350.50 level to see if we get a down breakdown here and then a reversal right back up.
Come on, Tesla. I'm going to set an alert above 200, and then we'll see if...
ATTO, this looks like this is trying to curl. We went as high as 196 earlier, currently at 186. We'll see. It needs a volume pop to get going. Yo, what's up, Wisdom? Nice to see you. D, nice to see you. Rich, good morning as always.
That's where it should have been, yeah. Come on, what are you going to do?
Wisdom said he slept in. What does your prop firm think about that, Wisdom? I guess it's a synthetic Monday, right?
Carvana trying to come back up through the 13s now, try to push through 1310s. Definitely missing that. It should have it at 1280. So going after it now, it's just going to be a miss for me. Should have been in at 1280s, 1285s. Complete miss there. Got to let it go, let it go. And unfortunately, because it looks good, but hey, just got to let it go there. If it doesn't come back to 1285s or 1280s, I can't get into the play. That's my fault. I also like Mara reversal off the 961s. Missed that move already, so need pullbacks towards 975s here, but it might not happen. It might just do a break through 10, and then I can't get this one after that. Still looking at the cues that do a little bit of a red to green move here. So let it go red. I'm looking for a red move towards like 350, 70, and then a green move on the reversal back up. What up, Tony? Miami Heat, baby. See how those M's, they just line up? Miami Mitch, Money Mitch. No, but definitely
take a shot at Carvana here. See if 13s wants to be tested again.
Here's the cues for that test.
Are you going to give us the story about CarMax and Carvana?
Oh, yeah, so we gotta hear about that.
I mean, so it was just, so I went to CarMax, and I can also even share the link, but I'm pretty much looking at a 2022 Kia K5 EX, and I asked him, point blank, just full transparency. I'm like, hey, also looking at a car from Carvana, like, what's the deal? And the guy just straight up shat on Carvana. He's like, yeah, man, they suck. They never get you titles on time. And they just, they're always getting cars from their rentals and this and that. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was, whatever. So I went to the Carvana spot just to see if I can ask questions. I think I was there for about 30 minutes. Did not see a single person there to help. And it wasn't because they were busy. It was like the lunch break or something. I'm not exactly sure what happened. So yeah, later today. And then what I did is I know what I want from CarMax, and obviously you can't negotiate. By the way, Tesla crossing 200 as we are in Carvana here as well. Let me see what the 15-minute on this looks like. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually also going to go ahead and grab just a little more.
All right, so I'm seeing the cues start slowing down here. I want them to test down towards that 350.55 or 350.60 numbers and then reverse right back up. Move. All right, getting that move already. Trying to put out an order there for shop at 60.10. Risk off the 59.80s here. I'll let you guys know if I do get filled. This is for the prop day trade.
Come on, Carvana.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, so I just made a little bit of a mistake there. I have lovely GCT at $7 here.
You bought GCT by accident?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And you got to admit things, right? You got to admit things, right? And as much as I want shop now, I'm just not going to focus on shop. Just focus on making sure that I don't make another mistake, right? And this is the prop account. I can show you guys it in a second. Let me just put that up here. Just give me 1 second. Let me take down Moomoo. There we go. So you guys can see it. So I have GCT at 707 here on kind of like a mistake buy there. So I just got to manage it and be careful here. I have about 200 shares, so it's not the biggest deal, right? I'm just getting a little bit of a pullback here. Mara's making a move higher. That looks good there for the 10 breakout. Shop is already looking good there too. So a little frustrating here. I'm just getting just the wrong move here. This is going to be even more frustrating because look, these are the moves that I like right now. Shop, Mara, Carvana. The Qs just did that attempt down move, reversal. I'm on point today and just missing out. Just horrible execution today. On point. This is how you can be literally on point mentally, but horribly executionally wise. I have really good trade outlook today. Just horrible execution. There's Mara going higher back through 10. Shop, I'm not going to be able to grab now. Now I'm just stuck in managing GCT. And then Carvana, I like that position too to go higher, but we'll see what happens. It's just that type of day for me. It's really frustrating.
Jay, earlier you said the NCAA golf starts. What channel is that on, if any? Just out of curiosity. And still watching ATTO here. This is really kind of curling back up towards 195. This could get interesting. Needs a volume pop. You see, we just kind of got one. If we get another big one, I think 195 probably falls here on ATTO. But we'll see.
Doing a little pullback there, and then Carvana. Just trying to manage GCT trade, thinking if I should add or not, but not going to add right now because it's not what I was looking to get. So instead of increasing risk here, just got to manage it.
Mara above 10. I know someone was talking about it in the chat. Looking to close here on the 5-minute above it. So let's see if AI is recovering just a little, not too much here.
Just got to manage, man. Sometimes you just got to manage.
Don't feel bad, Mitch. I've been managing a losing trade since we opened here. I took SOXS last week and it was nothing but down. So that's just how some days go. We just you got to deal with it as best we can.
Like I like Carvana right here on the pullback here. It looks interesting for me, especially also for like maybe even the small account challenge. But the problem is right now I got to manage a position that I didn't expect to be in. So I got to miss this trade there for Carvana. That's probably the one that I'd go after right now, but I'm just going to leave it off. Just going to focus on GCT.
The Qs are coming close to my take profit area. I'm just going to go to lock in gains here and not worried about the additional $8. So that's a nice trade. And the reason I took that one was because of the 350. So you had the Qs have a 350 test, and we got ourselves almost 2 points off of that. I took it off at about $1.75 or 0.75. The only trade I have on right now that makes me a little nervous is simply the Carvana trade. Let's see, got a lot of emails this morning.
All right, just focusing in, just watching my trade to see what happens there. I'll let you guys know what happens on GCT. At least it's not the worst setup. That's why I'm just staying in it and not just immediately cashing out and just taking the hit. Sometimes I'll do that, but it looks like a nice setup. There's the Qs now starting to come back to the VWAP. So we'll look to see if we start to get a little bit of a bounce. I'm going to look at GCT can push through 730s. Then next resistance from there is a move towards 750s. That's where I'd probably take a little bit of profit, then look for a move to 8. I'm just going to stick with this stock. We'll see what happens. Can I get the up move? D-Snot saying, I'm done for today, taking my gains and going. Hey, it's been a tough one, that's for sure. Like
yeah,
always.
It is a tough day.
Where is... Yeah, fuck. Oh, Did it reject VWAP? I bet you it did. It didn't quite test it. Let's see if it tries to test this cute little trend line and hold.
American did get back up there to 67, so not a bad call out for the pullback there, but no entry. We'll just keep that on the sideline. Like always, guys, if you guys are looking for some free stocks, you guys can definitely look into Moomoo. Check it out, team. I'll definitely throw up the link here. If you want more information, check out our landing page right in the chat. The battle is on, man. The Qs are pulling right back down here. They cracked 350s. That's where I'd be a little bit careful. 350, 55s, 350, 50s. That area is not good to see if we could crack that.
Good news here for me anyway. just kind of watching this. So here we go, watching the SQQQ, or SQQ, excuse me, SOXS. I started the day down 21 bucks on it, only down 579 now. So would really like to see this continue its move higher here. Really needs to break 1123 to the upside. Remember, my buy price 1139. So we'll see if that ends up materializing here.
Just going to try to take 50 shares of the Qs here on this trend line just to see if it works. $27 trade, nothing too crazy.
I have to go to the washroom again. BRB.
Apple right above VWAP. Currently kind of testing it. Below it on the 5-minute.
Looking to see if I can get some 7 buys. But it's not looking good right now. The Qs are battling right now. If we can make an up move in the market, I wouldn't feel too bad about adding to GCT and then taking a real shot. But that's just how it is, man. And I think one of the things is trying to learn from our mistakes and our strengths, right? One of my strengths is like trade plans, right? Like just working them out, right? The other weakness is actually executing on all those plans, right? And one of the things that we need to always think about is opportunity costs, right? Does this trade cost me the opportunity on another trade that has a little bit better setup? Some things that we can all work on, right? I think that all traders can work on this. So it's something that I think we all need to kind of work towards a strength versus a weakness.
Hey, back. Why are you screaming so much this morning? Yeah. Cat is so pissed at me because I'm working.
Is Hood an AI play? I don't think so. Unless I'm missing something.
I could see Robinhood throwing AI into some PR and seeing if the stock responds.
Yeah, but it's, I don't see how they're like a main AI player. So, but yeah, like any company, they could go and throw it in there for sure. No question.
Yeah, that's what we'll see a lot. But yeah, I agree with you.
If there was an ETF, I just don't think Hood would be there for AI, is how I see it.
He's trying to recover here, but struggling.
Sal's asking Ryan, is the bird with you today? Yep. Cleo's sitting in the corner. He's has been singing all morning. I've spent a lot of time on mute to try and keep it down. But yeah, he's chilling here. What are you doing? He's looking at the other birds outside, it looks like. Yep, he's good, Saul. Thanks for asking. By the way, Beat currently trying to sit at the bottom here. There was some size at 249. I am having a tough time trusting Beat at the moment, given the loss that we took right out of the gate there. But maybe it does bounce from here. Really needs to take that size out at 249.
All right, got to be careful here because things are slowing down and we could get a quick down move here. I'm seeing the Qs kind of just slowly stair-stepping down here. That's where it gets careful because we could see an elevator move down here. Definitely getting that test here, team. Be careful out there.
SOXS about to go green in the small account. So really happy with the patience there. I will say that despite using a lot of the account balance, this is a stock that it's not actually a stock, it's an ETF, but this is a equity that I am familiar with trading. So in my regular account, I normally trade lots of 100. So I'll buy 100. If it'll go down and I think it'll still bounce, maybe I'll buy another 100. So when I'm trading in the small account and I'm only using 25 shares, despite it being a larger percentage of the small account, it's actually not a large position by what I'm used to holding on to. So I still have my thesis intact here. It's bounced early, so it hasn't gotten worse for me. So it's actually making it a little bit easier to hold. I think, Mitch, you were talking about your weaknesses earlier. Some of my weaknesses are that if I get gains, especially in stocks that I was down on, I might take them a little too early. I think back to AI from last week. We got a nice little pop there, but I thought it might get pulled. Yeah, that was at like in the high 20s. Stock is 40 right now. So it just goes to show you that, always be cognizant of your weaknesses and try to play positions that allow you to defeat that. And one of the things of me selling too early, since I have just a smaller position here, it's been much, much easier for me to hang on to this. We're getting a huge pull in the SPY. SPY looks weak. The market looks like it wants to roll over some more here. So my trade's actually looking good. This one, the day trading that we've done today has been very, very difficult for me. 0 for 1, really haven't found a whole lot of setups. But holding this has been much, much easier. It's much less stressful. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, we might still get our move here. This isn't so bad. Meanwhile, different plays that I've been looking at, Acon, Beat, they're falling apart around us. So this actually working out in my favor here today.
Trying to see if somebody could step up in GCT and push it higher. I'm also thinking about maybe just lowering down the risk here, trying to get out some of it in between the spread. It's at 697 by 690s. I'm at 707. So just got to determine what's the best call here.
Wisdom, let me address this real quick. Wisdom says, Ryan, I just want to confirm I got an email with your name on it, and it looks like a Benzinga Autobot generated. But wanted to let you know it looked odd, just making sure it's not a bogus email. Folks, here, a couple of things. Number one, first of all, our marketing department will send emails with my name on it. That's totally normal. If you are ever worried about an email not being legitimate, just forward it to me. Forward it to me and ask me. Wisdom, if you're concerned about this particular email, let me check it. I don't know which one you're referring to, so just forward it to my email. Just say, "Hey Ryan, is this legit? What's the deal with this?" And I'll look into it for you. Don't ever feel compelled to do something you're not comfortable with, ever.
All right, still within that range we got. Come on.
All right, trying to sell some of that GCT to get some of it out there on the bid. Should get hit right now. Come on. There we go. All right. Come on, get filled. Oh, it's at 83, the bid. I have a 98. Come on. I'm going to cancel out that.
Which
right
one?
now.
Let me see if I...
I'm just battling with GCT right now, trying to take out some of it here.
Raz, good question here. When might you sell some of your success? Well, first of all, Raz, I would imagine I'd sell it today. What would I need to not sell it today? I would need a pretty substantial market sell-off where I felt as if there would be some continuation into tomorrow. Otherwise, what I would do is I'd wait for this to at least try and go green, see where we can get on pushes, and then maybe close it and set up for tomorrow. If I don't feel as if there's going to be any continuation from today, I'll probably close the trade and then reassess it tomorrow. The reality is it's 10:30 in the morning right now. We have plenty of time today. And like I said, the position in the small account, not really a big deal. I'm also holding 150 shares in my main account. I'm down $30 today, 30 in my main account. That's basically nothing. So I feel okay holding this right now. I want to see a move back into the green for the P&L. And then I want to assess what the market is doing. If the market's at a support and I just barely got green, I'll probably close it and reassess. if the market looks like it's going to continue its weakness, or that weakness might continue into tomorrow's session, I'd look to actually hold this, maybe even lighten some of it in the main account by like 50 shares, and then hold it for a prolonged move overnight. But we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. This is another reason why we watch the indices so much, even when we're day trading smaller names like some of these micro caps.
Okay, so I was able to limit a little bit, took 100 out there just to try to like limit the damage now. So I'm only at a half size of what I was. So if I need to get out on GCT, I can get out with a manageable hit. That's what matters. Can't give up all my gains, man.
Take the leap. Is there any way that you can mute the background noise? No, I can do a better job muting my mic when I'm not talking. Totally understand. Birds aren't for everybody.
All right, so that doesn't look too bad there. Actually going to probably set a stop limit.
You know, that for some reason reminds me of when I was new to America and then I had flicked someone off, but then they had said, they complained to the teacher. I was like in elementary school and they're like, oh, like Zunaid went ahead and showed me the bird. And I'm over here, you know, brown guy. And I was like, I don't even have a bird. I have no idea what you're doing. So I showed the teacher what I did. So essentially I flicked the teacher off because I didn't know that's what was called a bird back in the day.
That didn't go well, did it?
No, it did not. Thankfully, I was able to play the immigrant card and get out of any true punishment. But fun times. I just don't know how that's a bird.
All right, so I just, of course, covered that GCT. Now what I did was I put a position there to get me out just in case, stop limit set for myself there at 678 with a limit at 675, 3 cents below. This gives me the ability to let GCT run right now and also look for the next trade, which is shop. I'm looking for shop recovery of 60 here. And then I could also look for like trades like Carvana and trades like that to try to maybe come after it now after a big pullback on the day.
ABC.
CVNA.
Did I tickle the bird? It's too early for that smoke.
I was gonna say I'm not touching any of these guys. just gonna say that now. Lol.
Snow. I'll take a look at snow and then I'll head out, get ready for our interview with the Wicks later on today. Let's take a look at snow.
Looking around, team. Looking around.
Here, let me go ahead and pull up the 4.
All right.
Because here was a trend line that we broke. And it looks like we're back under it, so kind of invalidated, if you will, but let's kind of dive in a
What
little
are out
deeper.
for Carvana at 1245s, trying to get in the Carvana. Might need to step it up.
I'm not sure how I'd play snow. Maybe around this 155. I apologize. I'm not quite sure. I think that 150 test earlier today was probably the best one, especially because that was a previous close. Looks like it didn't get all the way down. Maybe missed it by 50 cents, but I'm not sure how I'd play snow. My apologies.
Orders out here for Carvana on Moomoo. So the small account challenge, trying to get one here, team. Trying to get filled, man. I had 1244s and it went to 1246 exactly when I hit it. So that's just kind of frustrating here. Looking for a little bit of a pullback. Have 48 out right now. You guys can see I had even 45 right there and it just kind of went down. So I have 49 right now for pullback entry here for Carvana. Getting that pullback here. I might get a 48 test. Just below, come on. Just below 50s. And give me a little pullback entry here. Also like shop also, but just trying to take a look at all these, right? Ara's been pulling back a good amount. That one looks interesting on a 15-minute pullback. So I'm looking at 15-minute charts, and I think that that's what we should be focusing on. That's what I'm looking at right now for Carvana also. Just makes sense on the 15-minute. I might have to step up here on Carvana.
And guys, TTOO, this is the top gainer here today. It's just a massive move up 10 cents from the 12 cents that it started at. But keep in mind, this is a penny stock. To me, I'm just passing on this. You guys are hitting this. I mean, at this point, up 132%. Think you got to at least peel some off the table there and keep going. But just something else to keep in mind here. I'm not in this. I'm not playing it, but it is your top gainer of the day.
All right, trying to get that pullback fill here, and then we'll also look for Mara pullback fill, then risk off the 60s there. So I'm trying to work in some positions here.
Well, there's your 49 that just came.
All right, let's go to the 15.
You're trying to get filled at what, 48?
Yep. Did I get hit? No, it's just sitting there at 49. You can put the chart up there too. It's right there. You guys see it just sitting there. Trying, team. Focusing all around here to try to get some positions on. All right. I also like Mara now. They're going to try to grab this at 78. 975 showing up right now. A little bit of a pullback test here.
I just got hit up on Discord for NFT.
Just got hit on
scam.
Carvana.
I didn't realize people were still trying to scam NFTs. Block and delete. Here's Carvana for you. So there's a 1247s.
We get about 2 of those a day. All right, so I got hit on that one. Now I'm going to try to get a little bit of Mara on this little pullback. I want to see the Qs just shoot off to the top side. So I just put that in there to try to get a little bit of Mara. Trying to get filled some Mara here. Oh, I see what's going on here. Cancel. I was wondering why I wasn't getting hit. I know why I wasn't getting hit.
Well, you didn't get filled?
No, not on that one. On a different one. There you go. I got a little bit of Mara at 73. Willing to add a little bit here. If I can see the Q start making its way up. Carvana's looking good there too. And I also got GCT still holding there. So now I want to start adding here to Mara here. So I can do 75s or 74s.
Really quickly,
take over.
ATTO broke out here. We were talking about this 194. I'm chasing my cat because all he's doing is yelling here. ATTO, huge breakout here. Just missed it. You want to talk about frustrating, Mitch? Frustrating. Missed this. Was watching this for a long time. Missed this.
I hear you, man. It happens to the best of us. Let's just say that much. Okay, getting a little bit of a test down here. So just got to understand my out in all the stocks today, right? And so Carvana for this that trade, that's going to be an out going through the 1220s pullback. And so that's a pretty still decent risk there, 1220s on the pullback. Got to be careful of that. All right. Kicking it to you guys.
Still just kind of watching some of these plays here. Also still watching SOXS, obviously. Beat and Acon both looked like they were going to try to curl and go back up, and they just died. So these Beat, I guess, holding in here. But, man, these are weak. I guess keep them on your radar in case they run later, but they really need volume. Look what happened here. We got a little bit of a volume pop on Beat. We went up a little bit and really didn't have that momentum to carry us back to the VWAP. So
if you like Tesla, sorry, I thought you were done.
I am. That was a really great thing. I'm done.
All right, cool. Tesla 200. So if you're looking for an entry on the 15 minutes, testing 200 here on that pullback. If this is what you were waiting for, you've got Carvana that's coming to look back right above the 1250 area as well. And let's see, there's one more ticker I wanted to go over. Where was it? No, I won't remember. Oh, that was right. NVIDIA holding on to that 408. Still looking for that 400 test. We may not get it, but nonetheless, here's Carvana looking to get above. All right, I'm gonna go get prepped for our interview. And I will be back in about 10 minutes or so. Let me go ahead and put up Ryan's chart.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Still watching beat here. We'll see. ATTO keeps going. God, that was a good one too. All about the volume. Look at this on ATTO. We got these volume pops that kind of took it higher. Then we get the big volume in here. Look at the reaction to the price. Just a huge move here in ATTO. Higher now, ATTO blasting off.
We'll be right back. 2 seconds here.
All right, I got it. I am going to keep the mic on mute, though. Crow saying, Ryan, one of the setups I use is the first pullback. So it topped at 215, pulled back to 203, and then went for new highs. So there you go. It's a strategy to play a stock that has had its initial pop. Beat still trying here. I don't believe it, but it's trying. Acon continuing to bleed down. Acon just not a good mover here at all today. I'll bring that up.
All right, team, I'm back. Just set up a little bit of an order to get me out of Carvana if I need to. Stop limit below 2020s, 2018's trigger, 2015 out. Just going to watch to see if the Qs can reverse here. If the Qs can reverse, things can start making its way back. Have not added tomorrow on that trade. Still working that GCT. Order is out there to get me out if it's needed to on GCT. It's just hanging out there right now around the 689s. But could get me out below 680s. So just going to keep an eye out on what's going on out there. Mara's still pulling back. Need the Qs to bounce here and to start getting strong. So I'm going to take my shot like that if I get it. Whew, it's that type of day, man. I'm going to definitely need a good breather after this, Ryan. I don't know about you, but it's been that type of day.
It's not an easy day here at all. It started off with managing a trade that didn't go well. Some of the setups have not been great. Missed probably the best one as it continues to push higher. Definitely a tough day. But that's how some of these go. Can't let a tough morning ruin the rest of the day, and I certainly am not going to let it ruin the rest of the week. I'll tell you that much right now.
Definitely, man. We're just getting started, baby. We're just getting started. And so one thing that I'm going off of is a lot of like 15-minute outlooks here. And I think that's helping me like with the slowdown that we're seeing right now. So as long as things are holding like 15-minute supports, they look good right now. And I have a bunch of charts that don't look too bad like that on a 15-minute outlook. I will add tomorrow if we start making an up move. So I'm just trying to work the positions, team. And then, of course, keeping in mind what's going on with Moomoo. All right, so here's like some of those outlooks, right? So you see here on the 15-minute how Mara's on this kind of pullback here, holding the 960s. Really needed to get back above the 970s. That's where it's going to start making its move. But I'll look for a move back to this trend line. Same thing for Carvana. Same thing for the Qs, essentially, is just kind of balancing out here. Can we make a move back above VWAP and then start getting some strength back into the market? We'll see what the deal is, team. Smash the like out there, guys. And of course, you guys see the description below. You guys can get Moomoo. Check it out, team. I have at least one trade on right now on Carvana, taking my shot there. We'll see what happens. It's one of those days, team. One of those days. If I go to the Explore tab and I take a look at what's moving out there, I'll take a look here. Mara testing down, but I want that to kind of hold on here. We'll see what happens. EV charges still ruling. Robotics moving up a little. AI upstart. Sound AI making a move today. John Bean Technologies. Don't know that one. Palantir showing up on multiple lists. So that just tells me IDC, Concept, Intel having a decent day. That's one to keep an eye out for. Path up on the day. Ouster making a little bit of a move. Maybe Luminar Technologies. Yeah. You see that up. Also, Innoviz Technologies making a little bit of a move up. Tesla 3.16, but starting to pull back here. LiDAR Concept not doing too bad on the day. It's one of those days where I'm just trying to take it easy, just take a look at what's moving here. You can see there's a little bit of a battle going on right now, but I'm looking to see if the NASDAQ can really kind of bounce here and start making its way back to the VWAP. If that happens, we could start seeing some reversal. I'm hoping GCT can just hang on until we get that up move in the Qs, because then I could get the push up higher. It's hit 680s multiple times, so it could stop me out at any moment on GCT, which will be a decent loss. But guess what? It's now back to the manageable loss, and that's what it's all about. Just first risk preservation, right? I could think about reward in GCT, and I've left that, but I didn't want to think about only reward today. And that's very important as a trader team. We got to keep in mind that at any moment we could see turnaround. All right, we'll see what happens on that GCT. We'll see if the Qs can make this move higher, and if Mara can just hold on here for about, what have we got? About 10 minutes left on this 15-minute candle. See it go green, make a move back towards 978. I'll be looking good. Carvana perking up here. Nice. Now we're starting to at least get into the green here for Carvana trade, of course. We're at 1249. It's at 1260. So not doing too bad there in the Carvana trade. Just trying to battle, team. Just trying to battle. It's one of those days, baby, where if you ain't trading, and this is not probably one of those days where it's easy for, let's say, beginner traders. Let's just be honest. This is that type of day.
It's not easy for any trader. It's
at
least I don't think so.
Exactly. So the magnitude increases, right, as you're a newer trader, right? On hard days, that's where a lot of traders make their money, and this is where it is right now. So I'm just trying to focus to see if we can get some reversals. If we get a leak all day, then we're just going to have to also be able to call it quits. It's also now 10:51, where a lot of day traders do what? They head out the door. So let's see if things start to pick up. There's Mara calling back a little bit there. Just keeping an eye on that. All right, so just keeping in mind where the loss is and where things make sense, right? That's always a very important thing to keep in mind. We always take shots, but we take measured shots, right? And that's the way we approach it. What's up in the chat out there, team? It's been a hell of a battle type of day. What's going on out there? Secret treasures, Mitch, just look at the elevator 5-minute red candle on Tesla. Candles like that catching my attention, 100%. This is one thing that I talk about often. Are you seeing stair-step moves? Are you seeing elevator moves? Elevator moves are scary on the downside, right? And so that's where we got to be careful. Becca saved Crow's day today. Thanks for the entertainment. That's what it's all about, baby.
Traders helping traders. That's what we do here. Love to see it.
Definitely love to see it, guys. You know, I think, you know, we should end the day with a little motivation, and then maybe I can pull up a video for you guys. I'm going to get that ready here. I think it's important to sometimes get a nice little motivation. So let me make sure that here, let me put this up here, and I should be able to get that done. Boom. Yeah, it opened it up in the window that was sharing there. There's Mara turning around there, now back to the 970s. So I do want to add on Mara here in a second here. I'm going to just look for it to kind of get back into the 70s. Going to add around 76. Average right now is 71. Actually, 73 is my average. So average 73, GCT 707. Q starting to make its way back. I like that outlook here. All right, let me see if I can find this video. I believe it's this one. All right, team, starting to see that little move back in the Qs. That doesn't look bad at all here as we start to get a little bit of a lift here. Now I want to see the buying really start stepping up here and buyers coming back to this market. One way to look at that is to look to see if AMD or NVIDIA can move higher. NVIDIA's hanging out at the VWAP. Does that make a 410 move higher? That's one thing that I'd be looking at to see if the market wants to keep pushing and pushing. We'll see it, team. All right, in a few minutes, we'll be switching over to All Access. It's going to start around at 11 a.m. Got one little video that's going to be coming up. I want to show you guys it. And it's a clip from, of course, VCon. So stick around, team. It's going to be a pretty good one. All right, so let me cue this up here. Present video file. Let's get to it. What's going on out there, team? How we doing? What was your best trade of the day? Throw up those tickers. We'll review those right now coming up. All right, now I'm starting to get a little bit of a lift there. Can we get a real push? I'm going to start stepping up to the plate in a second here, but looking to see if we can get that push. All right, there we go. Got that ready to go there. All right, guys, so I'm just going to start adding here. I'm going to try to get a little ad here on Mara here. So let's go ahead, order out there for 76 ad. So I'll let you guys know if I do get an ad there on Mara, starting to step up to the plate here, starting to add, starting to see if we can get a move there in NVIDIA higher and see these stocks start to push. All right, let me go ahead and pull this down a little bit there. We'll see what happens in Carvana. Can I get that big breakout? Can I get another good trade in the small account challenge? You guys know small account challenge brought to us by none other than Moomoo. You guys check the link in the chat. I'm going to throw that up one last time here. And then in a second, we'll play this video and get you guys over. It's 10:56, so I'm going to play that in just a second here. But I am starting to see the stocks move higher here. So taking a shot there, Mara, GCT, still in that. We'll see if that can move higher and start making a push. No ad there on Mara. It's already up there to 980s. I'm still going to look for pullback fills to add there. Carvana moving higher. I'm going to look to see if NVIDIA can make that move higher, and that would be a nice move. You can see that on the right-hand side. We'll see if those start to make a push. But I wanted to kind of bring you guys that video here, so I'm going to play that video. Any last comments, Ryan, before we wrap up?
No, just going to watch the SPY here again. Very, very tough day. Don't go oversized, as Mitch likes to say. Don't go gas on days that are hard. It's okay to do the breaks. And if you don't know, if you can't make sense out of what's going on, it's okay to not trade it and wait for another day tomorrow. So I'm going to be watching the SPY here, hoping that we take another leg down in the NASDAQ, and hopefully our SOXS position ends up being a winner.
You got it, my friend. I'm going to play this video for you guys. A little motivation here before we switch over to All Access. So don't go anywhere. We got a lot more for you guys right here on Benzinga. Catch me later today. Start Swing Trade as I talk all about my day trading action, swing trading action, and all the trades that I made during the intraday. Don't miss that. That, of course, starts at 3 p.m. Eastern. Here's this video from VCon. My man, Tim Tebow, talking about relationships, right? Why are relationships so important? So here we talk a lot about stock kind of education and process approach, but I think there's nothing better than the relationships that you guys can make in the chat here. You guys are all talking about the relationships right now. We have an awesome community. you guys helping each other out. That's what it's all about here. So check this out from VCon.
Because it wasn't about business. It wasn't
Recorded
about
by me,
marketing,
of course.
It was about, hey, what I could learn. It was about who you were meeting. It was about, hey, I got the chance to connect. And you're telling me about last year's VCon. And I think that's what's so exciting to me about being here is, yeah, it's exciting to learn business, tools, marketing. But man, I hope it's so much more for every single one of you. I just saw a study from 2019 in the UK, and it was based on the bench press. Yeah, I'm kind of a meathead when you all of a sudden talk about bench press first thing. But it was a study based on the bench press, and these participants would take the weight off of the bench, 60% of their 1 rep max, and do it for as many reps as possible. And they had 2 different groups. One of the groups was doing it by themselves, no spotter present. The other group had a spotter present. But they didn't lift the bar. They were just present. Which group do you think did more weight, more reps? The one with the spotter. Why? Because we're not meant to go through life alone. Because we're not meant to be by ourselves. Because we're created for relationship, for fellowship, for relationships. So man, I hope that you get a lot of tools and nuggets here at VCon. But man, I also hope you get a lot of relationships. Because what's so cool is, man, when the weight gets really heavy, but I know someone is there that has my back, that someone is there that when I can't get another rep, they're going to come spot me. But you know what it really sucks is the weight gets really heavy and obstacles, troubles hit. And by the way, they're either you're in it or it's coming. Trials and tribulations are always going to come. But man, if you have relationships, people that really care and love you and have your back, and man, when that weight gets really heavy, they're going to be there to help lift it off of you. If there was one thing I could encourage you today, don't just take tips, build relationships. Build relationships with people that when the weight gets really heavy, you're going to be there to have their back and they're going to be there to have yours. I think one of the most exciting things about VCon is it's not just based on tips and marketing, but it's also based on relationships with people.
And that's what it's all about, team. So I definitely wanted to end off with that today on live trading. Of course, you guys can check out our sponsor, Moomoo, in the corner. And I wanted to talk about relationships, right? You guys out there helping each other keep pushing forward in your trading journey. That's really what we do this all about. So now to kick it to my man, Zunaid, let's bring him on here. And we'll get you guys over to a great interview coming up next. You guys will get Wix.com. I've actually used Wix.com before. So let's bring on Zunaid. You ready, my friend? All right, let's go ahead and bring him on here. I'm going to go ahead and get out. It's time for my man to take over. You guys keep up with all my action. I'll see you guys next time right here on Live Trading.
All right, appreciate that, Mitch. Yeah, I mean, you know, one thing that we love to do here on Live Trading is always get your questions answered by executives and kind of get their stories and things like that. We've got a great interview coming up here with the executive chairman of Wix.com, Mark. So without any other further delay, let me go ahead and bring Mark up. Mark, how's it going?
Hey, good to see you. I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. I know you just had earnings that came out. We'll talk about that shortly. But for the folks at home that may not be familiar, can you please tell me what your company does and explain it to me like I'm 5?
Yeah, we're the single best place to create your online identity. So today we have 250 million websites out there that are powered by Wix, whether you're a small business or just trying to bring your identity online, or whether you're a big business. And fundamentally, our business breaks down into what we call a do-it-yourself, which is I can do it myself, or I can work with partners and agencies who are now beginning to adopt our platform to make their experience a lot more productive. So that's who we are.
I'm glad you mentioned the small business idea of things, because I know whenever I want to make a website or create that identity online, like you mentioned, I'm thinking, I don't know how to code. I don't know how to do X, Y, Z. It's got to be so difficult, but I've used the website and I've used your, services before. It is quite easy. And how many, your growth has been exponential, right? I believe even a few years ago back in Madrid, you gave a speech or, talk about growth, and you increase your year outlook as well by about 10 to 11%. What's been kind of behind this growth that you've seen thus far?
Well, I think if you look at, we took the company public in late 13, so we've been a public company now for 10 years. So we think about it, things in decades, and we've had a growth rate of above 35% year on year for 10 years. So that's kind of is a nice place to be. I think that really goes to product. We are just a fantastic product company, which makes it easy for everybody to use and build a website, whether you're the super novice or whether on the complete extreme of that, you're a fantastic person with technical skills. We have a product for you. And so the reality is, if you want to come online in any way, fashion, Wix is a place for you.
Something that's been talked about so much in mainstream media ever since ChatGPT came out has been AI, right? I mean, now you had Photoshop, where you just kind of tell it what you kind of want, and then it just kind of creates it for you. So that's kind of like the next big thing, AI, if you will. How are y'all integrating AI, if at all, with the services that you offer? And do you really believe that this is the next big thing, or do you think it's kind of like a quote unquote bubble, if you will?
No, it's certainly not a bubble, right? I mean, I think of ourselves as we're the original AI company. Back in 2016, realizing that some of the things we were doing made it that the less savvy users couldn't build a website. They couldn't pick colors, they couldn't pick fonts. I mean, think of that just as a challenge. We came out in 2016 with Wix ADI, that was advanced digital intelligence. And so that was our product in 2016. You came online, you answered 4 or 5 questions, boom, a website was built for you. So I think of that as the original way that we did it. Today we run about 200 AI models within our product stack, all the way from front end user facing all the way to back end stuff. And so AI is very much part of our stack. I think ultimately companies like us are embracing AI because it really just makes it simpler for everybody to do things. Now, I really want to say one thing here. Wix is not, a landing page builder. We're a full suite of products to power your business. And so, try and build something with ChatGPT. Yeah, you get a great landing page, maybe. Fundamentally, you don't get business logic. You don't really get security. And I think those are the things that our users care about, right? How do I make sure my site doesn't get hacked? How do I make sure it works? How do I make sure I'm always online? Things that really matter. So AI is here. It's here to stay. It's a wonderful gift of productivity for all of us, both internally at Wix and externally for our users. So I think we're at the cusp of a fantastic revolution. A lot of these models are out there. Ultimately, they get embedded into the tech stack, right? Just like voice does. In a few years, keyboards are gone, right? And I think in a few years, AI is just another piece of that stack.
Yeah, I agree completely, because when I built my site on Wix, I was like, okay, cool, landing page is all I need. Kind of like what you said, but there's so much more. It's like, hey, cool, if I want someone to check out, here's where I need to go. If I need to protect my users and their information, I need to do X, Y, Z. So completely agree, kind of like a one-stop shop thing, if you will. Now, we have a lot of rules in life, right? The rule of this, that, the other, floss every day. You've got a rule of 40, if you will. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I think, look, for the first 10 years of our life, even including through COVID, we were all about growth, right? That's really what the world was about. Coming out of an IPO, the markets wanted that. And I think kind of post the COVID bubble, we realized it was time to graduate from that growth at all costs to being a good business, right? And being a good business means, yes, growth, but it also means profitability. And so the way we manage our business is according to the rule of 40. That is, we expect that the combination of the growth rates plus profitability rates are around 40, number 40, right? So for instance, Q1 this year, we grew about 10% and our profitability was about 13%. So think of that as we're almost 25 out of that 40 this year. And we've committed to the street to reach that in 2024.
Yes, I mean, we talked about you raising guidance here as well because of the success that you've seen thus far. Can you tell me any partners that you're kind of working with that are kind of enabling you to have such great success?
Yeah, the shout out is first to our tech teams who are building just tremendously frictionless product, right? We're very much a company that believes you need to control the user experience, build the products for them. On the other hand, one example of one of these 200 models that we've recently integrated into Wix, these AI models, is we've been working with OpenAI, we've been working with Google for a number of years and trying to figure out how we could integrate their best-in-class products. Well, when you build a website, one of the difficult things is actually writing text for that website. How do I write a text that makes sense? Well, we've integrated with ChatGPT so that when you're in the editor of Wix, you go there and boom, you say do this and you get this text proposed by ChatGPT. And I think that is a great experience of what Wix does, is we best in breed what we don't want to build, but we're probably not the best at, and we try to build what we're really great at.
And what's cool is I think just recently you announced, I think it might have been 16th of May, where you allow users to now directly use Google Ads from the Wix platform as well. So that's something that's incredible. Looks like someone in the chat also said, yeah, go ahead if you want to expand on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, we've rolled out this year about 25 different SEO related products within our product family. And again, it's all about what our users are telling us, right? We sit there and we listen, we say, what is it you need? We're going to try and build that for you. And if we can't build it ourselves, we're going to go partner, in this case with Google, or in previous case, the OpenAI. It's the best in class. Once you get to a certain size, I think fundamentally you need to stay really good at what you're good at, and then partnering with other folks in a number of things, right? So openness and partnerships are core of our existence.
Yeah, I agree. That integration just makes it easy. Like someone in their chat just said, integration with Shopify makes it real easy to kind of have that business one-stop shop, if you will. Well, you talked about, hey, you've done about 25 different things in terms of SEOs and everything else to make things better at Wix. But any insight on what's in the pipeline or what folks can expect for the rest of 2023?
Well, one of the things we're particularly proud of, and we're just in the infancy of that product, is called Wix Headless. Wix Headless is the product that allows people who are using different front ends than Wix to tap into our back end products. So that fundamentally it's opening up our platform to people outside of Wix, right? And I think this illustrates who we are. We are about trying to power the internet to being a bigger and better thing for itself and for its users. And, these closed-end CMSs are great, but fundamentally, some people might prefer other website building products, but those website building products may not necessarily have the security features to it. They may not have the e-commerce features to it. They may not have the booking features, and so on and so forth. So, our entire backend infrastructure has now been opened up using very simple to use APIs. We call that Wix Headless. And that really, in our mind, just allows us to expand the market that we have.
I love that. The first thing I thought of when you started mentioning that was kind of like a price line, where it's like, hey, you may choose different, airlines and things like that, but you're going to come to our platform to secure it. Obviously, in this case, security protocols, plugins, ads, different things like that is what, we're talking about here. Mark, it's been a great conversation, but before I let you go, I do want to give you the floor. If there's anything you want to talk to our viewers about, anything I failed to bring up topic-wise, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank many of our users who are believers in what we're doing. We're on this. This is a long-term journey for us. We just built a huge campus in Tel Aviv, which is where our headquarters is based. We have 5,000 employees, and our view is what happens over the next 10 years. And this is how we're thinking about our company. It's how we think about our stock, obviously, and certainly we're very excited with what the next 10 years bring. We think AI is a fundamental piece of what we're doing, and really what it's going to do is it's going to allow do-it-yourself business, which is growing really well, 10% per year. But the other piece of our business, which is our partners business, that's growing 30% per year. And this is an even bigger market. So when we think about that, that's a 10x market to our do-it-yourself business. There's tons of agencies out there who are trying to figure out what are the right tools for them. Well, we think, knock on our door, give Wix a chance. We're the place for you to really build your business and make it a lot more productive for you as a professional.
Yeah, the UI is definitely something I enjoy. And I apologize. One quick question that from the chat. We had someone ask, is Wix bigger in Europe or in the US? Any insight there?
Bigger in the US. Bigger in the US. Bigger. By the US is by far our biggest market. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Mark. Really do appreciate you being here. Best of luck the rest of the day and look forward to more conversations with you.
Hey, guys. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Zunaid. Bye-bye.
Absolutely. Take care. And that is Mark, who is the executive chairman of Wix. Make sure you guys do your due diligence. That's what we love to do, right? Get those questions answered from you in the chat. Get you all the information you might need. They had a great quarter, great quarter. Listen to the earnings call. Take a look at the guidance that they provided. There's a reason that they went ahead and raised it. And I think what the coolest thing is truly how they're able to work with other companies. And, it's like, hey, you don't like our website building, you don't like this, cool, but what about this other stuff that we offer? Like that price line thing that I mentioned, I think that really kind of opens up more revenue opportunities that they may not have had in the past. But as always, do your due diligence and see if it's worth your hard-earned money. But we appreciate you for tuning in for that interview, and we'll see you next time. Take care, y'all. Bye.